feel we might have taken too long for me to feel. Oh, what's that you said about it? The right time to discover everything that I can recognize. Oh, before the thoughts break off. What's that you said?
I'm out here foraging for some art supplies today. I want to show you guys how to make some DIY charcoal. So what you'll need to make DIY charcoal, it's called vine charcoal. You'll want to use grapevine or willow wisps, either one. So I'm down here at the Greenway and I'm going to harvest some of those things. So I'm going to show you some grapevine just in case you've never really messed with it before, because I don't want you to go out and just grab any vine and end up grabbing poison ivy or poison oak or something like that. So let's do some foraging. Hey guys, so I've got some grapevine right here, just like right off the Greenway, right by the parking lot. I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you. If you find these woody vines that kind of have this flaky bark, that's gonna be grapevine. It's usually pretty thick. And what you want to find are some of these thin pieces hanging off of it. Let's see how much that's in focus. I can't really tell because it's so bright out here. You want to get some of these smallish pieces, thin pieces that are hanging off of the grapevine, something that's thinner than a piece of, that's thinner than a pencil, let's say. You want this to be about the thickness that you'd like to write with. Hey, and also, just for clarity's sake, no one's required to do this. It's just something I thought that you guys might be interested in doing. It's kind of a fun project. Your parents might even enjoy it. The process I'm going to show you for making this vine charcoal is the same process that you use for making charcoal briquettes. You use vines for charcoal to draw with and to write with, or willow wisps, simply because they're softer. And so even after they're fired into charcoal, you can still sharpen them pretty easily. All right, so this is kind of my haul from just this one trip to this real small section of the Greenway. I'm gonna break some of these down a little shorter before I take them through the firing process. The firing process to get these to turn into charcoal without them just turning into ash is called pyrolysis. Really, you only need the thinnest part of the wisp within reason. If it's too thin, it's going to break apart really easy and be hard to work with. So that's a nice one. Hey guys, so next thing I'm going to show you for making your own charcoal is kind of what you'll do to prep the vine or the willow that you have before you actually turn it into charcoal. All you'll really need to do, especially if you have grapevine, is to shave off the bark. So as you can see, I've got my willow wisp. I've got several of them left, and grapevine. I've still got some left. So I've got plenty here to create plenty of charcoal for drawing for probably a couple years. It doesn't take much. So I've got those all broken down to the same size and sizes that can be used to draw. Then over here, I've got a paint can. It's just an old, smallish paint can. It's nothing huge. You do have to make sure, if you would use a paint can, that it's one with metal sides, right? Some of them have a metal on the top and on the bottom, but on the sides they're plastic, so do make sure that this piece is metal. You'll need that. In the lid, you can see I've got a hole punched through the lid. And the idea is that I'm going to put the will-o-wisps and the grapevine inside the can, and we're going to put this can basically in a fire, and then the air that's in the can will get heated and will be expelled out of the top here. And so you'll create an atmosphere inside the can that doesn't have any oxygen, but it's also going to be super heated, so these wisps and this grapevine are still going to burn, but instead of catching on fire, all the gases will burn out of these. You just want to break these down to be a size that will fit well in here and stand these up inside the can, and then we'll move on to the fire.
That I can recognize. Oh, before the thoughts break off. What's that you said? I find an easy route. Collapsed out of tension at the side of your mouth, and it's a shame to keep on. Oh, when it's not on.
Not sure how well this shows up. It's been maybe 10 minutes and you can already see some of the smoke and steam coming up out of the can. That means that the wood in there is starting to cook, and that the air and oxygen is getting pushed out. You're really starting to see the gases come spewing out of the can now, which is a good sign. That's what we want. You can see it's highly pressurized. It's just blowing right out of there. So now you can tell that you're getting sort of towards the end, because we kind of have this little torch coming out of the top. So those final gases are actually igniting. That's usually just 5 or 10 minutes away from these being done. Eventually it will totally run out of air. There will be nothing else coming out of the top, and you'll know you're finished.
There's only you that can only be
you. So I've given my can a chance to cool off, and if you open it up, you'll see, if you can see, you'll see all our sticks are left intact. Most of them. You'll lose a couple here and there, but most of them will be left intact. And now it's time for Drawing with June. All right, Juniper, what did Papa just make in the can?
Charcoal.
Charcoal. And what are you going to draw with?
Charcoal.
All right, let's get a piece and try it out. Let's see if it works. Very good, Juniper. Can you say your name for the camera? Hey, June.
My name is Juniper, and I'm drawing charcoal. Didn't you trust me? Didn't you trust charcoal?
and all that's left to discover. And these thoughts that I'll meditate